Hey, geometry. Welcome to the last class before spring break. Today we're talking about factorials and permutations. Um, Pretty easy stuff, pretty simple to do. When we talk about factorials, I'm just going to get right into it. If we have right here a, let's say we're going to have 6 factorial, that exclamation point is our factorial. What this means is 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. That's what that is. And this equals 720. So 6 factorial equals 720. Now, there's an easy way to do this. We can actually throw this into our calculator. We can do 6 times 5 and all that other stuff, but that's not the easy thing. The easy thing is right here we have 6. Press this button, the PRB button, and we see NPR, NCR, and the factorial button. Scroll over to the factorial using this button, enter, and now we have 6 factorial. Press enter, 720. Does the work for you. Pretty easy stuff. Next thing we're talking about are permutations. Permutations and combinations are kind of the same thing. It's when you are choosing from a variety of something, but the permutation, the order matters, and in combination it does not. For permutation, I'm going to briefly talk about combinations. That's going to be more about we're going to talk about more about that when we get to our lesson on the 14th after spring break. But permutations are like, okay, so let's say I have 10 books to choose from, and I'm going to choose to read 4. I'm going to read one first, one second, one third, one fourth. That is a permutation. A combination is when order does not matter. For example, I like to use pizza as my example for this. So let's say, for example, we have a pizza and we can choose from 10 toppings, and we're going to choose 4 toppings. I choose garlic, onions, peppers, and basil. My brother, however, chooses basil, garlic, peppers, and onions. There's no difference in what goes on the pizza. It's going to go on the same thing. It's going to be the same pizza. That's a combination. Things are kind of thrown together, and it doesn't really matter what the order is. But a permutation, it does. This goes first, second, third. Someone fulfills this role, someone fulfills that role, and order matters with permutation. So if we talk about permutations, let's say we have 10 books that we can choose from, and we're going to choose 4 of them. This right here is how we would set it up. This NPR is our initial formula for permutations. The way we do this mathematically is 10 factorial over 10 minus 4 factorial. The actual formula is n factorial over n minus r in parentheses factorial. And it looks like that. So we just do it. We do 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. That's 10 factorial. 10 minus 4 is 6, so this becomes, in this case, it becomes 10 factorial over 6 factorial. 6 factorial. 6 factorial is really this right here. That's 6 factorial. This is the same as this, so we can cancel that out and cancel that out. So in our calculator, we can do 10 times 9 times 8 times 7, which is 720 times 7, which is 4, carry the 1, is, I want to say it's 5040. I want to say that's what it is. Let me guess. Let me check just to make sure. 10 times 9 times 8 times 7. It is 50/40. However, there's also another way we can do this. We said 10 times 9 times 8 times 7. That's what it is. However, if we're going to use this right here as our way of doing it, 10, press the PRB button again, and we see NPR is already there. So we press enter, and it puts NPR into our calculator. Our number that we're choosing is 4. 10 books to choose from. We're going to read 4. We're going to read 1 first, 1 second, 1 third, 1 fourth. 4, order matters. That's why it's a permutation. Press enter, and it does it for us. So that's how these are done. I suggest using a calculator. I suggest using using your textbook for reference. It's an easy thing. This is not something you really need to worry too much about. So yeah, that's really all there is to it. It's pretty simple. You have assignment. It's not going to be due till after spring break, that Tuesday that we come back from spring break. So you're going to be pretty set, pretty easy, pretty good stuff with that. So please make sure that you don't put it off the last minute, or do put it off the last minute. It's going to be due in a week and a half. So you're in good shape with that. So stay safe. Good luck. Make sure you take a break during spring break and just enjoy yourself. See you all in a couple weeks.